Good afternoon. This is Queen B with Nova Number Lottery Sports, and we have the play for this evening. Touchdown. Okay, we're going to be talking about a couple of things. To all the students of Nova, I want to thank you for your support and your kind donations for supporting the Nova. Um, we do have a mission behind what we do here, and it's not all just in gambling. We want to take the guests out of the game. We want to make sure that we're pounding down on the mathematics and all the things that go along with how I came up with the Nova. All right. Long story short, we're going to talk about um, how this chart is going to get us paid. Okay. All right. So if you're watching this video for the first time, these videos don't get uploaded to the public um, unless I feel the need to share it. Simply because we've had some mimics and some copycats out there. This is created by me, Queen B. The Nova was created about 3 years ago. And so this is one of the systems that have come off of the Nova and I want to share it with you. All right, so let's look at today's date. We want to invest in this evening. So today is February 25th, 2024. Always, if you see one of these charts, um, notice the date, and then you'll notice here this is Nova Training by Queen B. All right, and then you want to notice how I do the layout. Okay, this is my personalized system, and I want to help you kind of know how to read it. All right, so what we do here, we're going to be going with today's current midday draw off of Georgia. Okay, this is off of Georgia. Georgia Cash 3 number is here. They got a 929 and Cash 4 was a 9848. All right, and then we're just going to total all this together. Okay, we're going to do some additions here. So here we have the additions came out to 10777. And so that's what we're going to work off of. We're going to work off each one of these calculations. For the male side, this is the male side stemming from that 929. So we can pull the hits from what happened in Georgia that should travel over to these Nova states. Okay. We have Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, Texas. Wisconsin is a student that I'm working with. But if I was working with you and you were in South Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, or Michigan, your personalized training would include your Pacific state to narrow down on the particular state that we need to demonstrate and look at a little closer. All right. But those hits will travel and feed off of Georgia on and around. These are the on grid states, and here are the off grid states: Ohio, South Carolina, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Michigan. All right. So these are the states that we want to nest these hits in. We want to put those plays in for those evening states on in tonight and on into midday on the 26th, which is tomorrow. All right. So once we got these calculations, we come up with this fraction here and we add this together. The 929 gives us 20. And we're going to just total this. So 2 plus 0 is 2. I'm going to put our 2 here. And then we're just going to go up to flip. The 2 is going to become a 5. And this 0 is a mirror play. So we're going to make that a number 5. So we have a 5 flip from the 2, and we have a mirror 5 from the 0. All right, and then we're done with this here as far as making sure the calculations add up. Now we want to come and pull the hits. Okay, and this is how we do it. We'll start with the number 5 for the cash threes. We'll go 502. 502. All right, that hit would come straight. I always tell the students to make sure you put insurance. If you're going to play that number, make sure you play it straight, 502. and then box it for insurance. Okay. The double that we should get from today's fraction is a 505, 550. Make sure you put that double in, 505. This should come as a 055. That should come as a straight, but this would be a good box play if you're gonna play that number. All right. We don't play everything. I just pull out the highest probability of those hits. So you do have to have me as a coach. This is something you can do alone until you get the hang of it, but you do have to have me as a coach. And so that's the other benefit that you would get along with the NOVA, the calculations, the hot list, and then having a personalized coach to kind of walk you through how to do this, eventually on your own. All right, so we're going to just come here. We're going to do some more mirror and flip just to position our 502 here. Then we're just going to come across and we're going to flip. So 502, 835. After we do the flip, we're going to come back to mirror, which gives us a 057. Okay, all of these cash trees will come straight. Of course, put them down as a box, but they come straight as you see them, 502, 835, or 057. Okay, now that we're done with the male side, we'll travel over to the female side, which is going to generate off of the cash 4. So we're going to add that up, and we're going to come to 29, which is the total of this number. Then we're going to say 2 plus 9 equals 11. We're going to do the same thing we did on the male side using our flip and mirror to get those two center numbers. So here we have a 1. We're going to just flip that to a 4. Come here. This is another mirror. This one is flip. This one is mirror. So now you have a 9, 4, and you have a 1, 4. And so you're done with that particular mathematics. Okay, now you'll come here to pull the hits. You're just going to go 491, 491. So there's a high probability that the 491, 491 is going to come straight. So you do want to play this in your cash 4 as well. You could take the 491 and this could end up and be a 7491 straight or a 1947 straight. Okay, so you just take in this number and you'll go across for a straight and you can come backwards as a straight. So you can get the straight by reversing, making sure that you reverse the play because the Nova already has the work laid out for you. We can do the same thing here. You just take the whatever the three numbers are. If it's 502, you'll say 5028. Okay, then you'll come off of that to get the next cash 4, which will be a 8350. You play that straight and box. And then you could come off of that with a 0574. And you just continue until you reach the very end, collecting all of the high probabilities on the cash 4. Okay. All right. So we did the same thing here on the male side. We're going to come here with our 491. We're going to flip 724, come back, mirror 946. Okay. So there's a lot of 49 in the equation on the female side. And on the male side, we have a lot of 05s. Okay, so those would be some pairs. If you wanted to work with pairs to secure your hit, you could do so as well. All right, let's go back up here and let's see another way we could get a straight is I'll come here. If it's a single number, you could do the same thing. But it's another combination that you can find out in a later study. But you could come here, you just go 1144, 4411. Just taking these calculations here as your cash 4. 1149 would be a good number. Again, you don't want to just pile your sheet off with a whole bunch of just numbers. What I'm pointing out are hits, okay? So you definitely want to make sure that you're going to play in the Nova states. If you're going to just play one state and we push all the the one hit, just say one hit, we're going to play 8350. We could play that in all of the evening Nova States, play it straight as the 8350. And if we come here, we do the same thing. We would come up with a 7249. Okay, that's just taking the middle three and then the first of the last cash three number. All right, so we're going to talk about here using this last two digits of your total um, sum of both hit numbers. So here we have just the back two of the numbers, okay? You just want to use the back two numbers. So we're just going to count up to two, 7, 8, 9. This is why that 9 is there. So we're going to say 977 straight. We're going to come in mirror 422 straight, and then we're going to flip 200 straight, okay? And we would stop there. That would be the bullseyes. That if we're going to play something, most likely that calculation always point to the center one. So 422 would be a straight. All right. If you just wanted to play that single number in all the states, that would be the bullseye number 422. All right. Okay. So we talked about several things. I hope that this lesson helps you. Remember, your calculations has to be correct. I've made a couple of mistakes at times, but I was able to kind of turn it around and fix it. So again, this is where you will need a coach, and I could definitely help you in some of your errors where you have one off or something like that, so we can know how to fix the one off. Okay, so share this with your friends. Let them know they can get personalized training. I will give you the information once you inbox me how to go about setting up an appointment time so that you don't miss out on what's going to be taking place on next week. Next week is going to be really, really hot. It's ending out February, coming into March. So I see some exciting things like trips and quads, doubles. We got a 24/24 in Florida on today, if I'm not mistaken. So things like that we're going to start seeing. If we were going to go for a trip C4, let's shoot for the 7977 7797. All right, let's go for the goal. Blessings, and I'll see you after the drawing.